Hello, sacred souls. It's Susanna from Alamanic Shaman. What I have here for us tonight is a ceremony binding the dark, evil intentions of one of those extremely unhealed, toxic, narcissistic people. Let's just say people. So that they can no longer harm us or anyone else. And yesterday I didn't quite want to do that, so those of you who watched yesterday's or last night's ceremony, you might remember my little story of that extremely miserable old woman who was a cashier, and after having had to interact with her when she was actually trying to be nice, at least on the outside, in the 3D realm, visible to, the 3D senses, she appeared very nice and cooperative and actually people-pleasing. However, the dark interference I was getting was really her ill or evil intentions towards me. And I had a dream last night that I shouldn't complain about losing energies and, having lost some of my light. If I kept myself open and then I wasn't willing to do a proper ceremony to undo the damage. So here we are, undoing the damage. I really didn't want to go into that extreme again. And the thing is, I was guided today to binding magic, and I don't feel comfortable with sending ill intentions out because first of all, in a different dream, I was told to send out love. To send out life, not death. So basically, reworded to me, that means sending out love and light rather than destruction and evil intentions, right? So that plus just basically what goes around comes around. So if we put really dark energies out, even if it's for our protection, then we also get some of that back again in one form or another, right? So what I was guided to do after the initial guidance of binding is something similar to what I have done before, but things are a little different here. So first of all, cutting cords to that toxic person, right? And let me actually lift this out so I can show you again properly. I just prepared it, but I can put it back in again before it's burning. So I put the yellow wax around here at the bottom, well, mainly to hold up the candle easily, right? But then I realized it was turning into a flower, and it's basically all the envy, jealousy, all those dark, evil intentions that I usually represent with the yellow wax. It's like those evil intentions surround that dark, unhealed, miserable person. And it's like they kind of grew, thank you, Now I realize they grew out of an environment of a lot of envy, jealousy, spite, viciousness. So it's like they didn't really have much of a chance to turn out differently, actually. So yeah, thank you for, so my spirit guides just made me understand what exactly that actually is. And here for us, I just have like a white base. Just from one of those tea light candles, just to hold it. I could have dripped wax, but I figured this would be easier. It's a little less messy for me to prepare. And I already prepared and like pre-wrapped the cord around here that I'm going to cut. Now, give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the other side. And also bring an empty roll of toilet paper again for any portal closings that we may need. I forgot about that, sorry. Okay, so in the beginning, when I restarted on this path, basically, I had to do some knot magic to tie down or to bind some really, really vicious energies that were coming at me. And I haven't really done any of that in a long time. And I was guided that I needed to have some kind of little figurine to represent that darkness. And I was trying to figure out how to use the twine. Actually, give me 1 second. Here, I'll stand over here again. It's easier. So I was using this twine, but it's kind of very wobbly, right? So I was like, how do I make a little figurine out of this? And then what came to me was to braid it. And then I had like 2 loops. The loops are up here, right? So I had 2 strands where it's like 1 arm and 1 leg, and then the other arm and leg. And then I just wrapped it around here. But there are some knots here. And as I was preparing this, I was not constantly, but I was thinking that the wickedness shall be bound, right? So, and I knew that I had to give it some kind of like devil's tail. See, and it's even split at the end here. Because there's a piece of string left at the end from binding this, but it shall represent those narcissistic energies that I equate with the devil energies. But when you look at this creature, otherwise, it looks kind of a little bit more like some form of demonic being, entity, or whatever, right? So, so that's basically this person that grew out and was raised in and grew out of this viciousness, this evil, hostile, envious, jealous, spiteful environment, right? So a lot of people who grow up in that become that, right? And I know that in the past, when she was quite nasty, at some point I called her on it and then said, you know, when you're nice to people, they tend to be nicer to you in return as well. And it's like there was a shift in her behavior happening after that. So something did click, and she is trying, but she's so toxic that she just basically then secretly sent all those evil energies, right? So those energies need to be dealt with. And I know that many of you have someone, or maybe at different points in time, different people come at you like that as well. So like most of us are dealing with those kind of energies and people again and again and again. So I felt I did want to make this a public video again as well. And not specifically for her, but for all of us who need help with those kind of people and those kind of situations, right? And so basically, this shall represent all of that toxic person's shadows and inner demons, those dark, demonic, vicious, wicked energies that kind of take on a life of their own, in a sense, right? And they shall be bound or sealed into this dark jar, right? So I'm gonna put it in here, and shall be sealed in, and that shall be the dark energy field of that person. So those energies shall be contained in that energy field. And I have some tin foil that I put down somewhere. Oh, yeah, over here. I didn't want it to take up too much room on the altar. And then I'm going to seal that in tin foil so that all the darkness they're trying to send out shall be reflected right back in. It shall be contained in their energy field. They shall be unable to harm anyone outside of their own energy field with whatever ill intentions they're sending out. But then we want to send light in so that they can actually heal from that toxicity, so that they can actually start on their own healing journey. And I realized I actually want to put another candle on there, and I'm out of tea light candles, I believe, so I'm going to use a big one. Wait, let me see if I have anything else here. I could put a yes, spiritual awakening, that's better. Good. Okay, here we go. All right, so bear with me. So after that, the lotus flower shall go on top to bring light into their darkness from the crown or through the crown chakra. Like so, I'm going to put it on top. After the ceremony, I'll have to put it in a proper bowl, but I think it's okay for now like this. And they shall start their own healing journey. They shall realize how toxic they themselves are, and that it's not the other people, but that it's really themselves. And they shall find their way to the light by having their crown chakra activated and yeah, basically their spirituality activated and their healing activated. Okay, so I hope that all makes sense to all of you. But this is how it came to me. Well, minus the candle that just got added on. But as I mentioned to you before, it's like I often just know in the moment what I need to do. And this is the stuff I knew I needed to prepare. And as I was explaining it, which also sometimes helps me get a little bit more clarity as well. As you saw earlier, sometimes I still get more guidance as I explain it to you. So then it all comes together, right? So I think we're ready now. So let's get started with a smudging, call in the spirit guides, and then we'll do all of this. All right. Please cleanse, clear, and renew all of our energies and take away anything dark, evil, low vibrational, ill-intentioned, and unhealed, and transmute it, heal it and transmute it into pure divine love light energy and return it to the universe for reintegration, and help us reconnect to our own inner divinity as well as that all around us, and through that be in oneness. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Okay. Dear divine higher power of the universe, our higher selves, our higher spirit guides of the light, our ancestors that are in the light, dear Mother Earth, powers of all four directions, powers of the east, powers of the south, powers of the west, powers of the north, powers of all four elements, air, earth, fire, and water, and all other benevolent powers, forces, spirits, and beings of the universe that are of the light, please join the ceremony and assist the healings, prayers, and protection with all of your powers. Thank you. Please close the circle of protection around us. Thank you. Thank you to our spirit guides, to our spirit team, divine team, for all the strong guidance and protection, and also the correction of the hesitation and sometimes maybe laziness a little bit in not always doing exactly right away what you guide us to do, or at least in my case. But I also watch other people on YouTube, and I think a bunch of us are struggling with that, to always follow the guidance right away. I think a bunch of us kind of procrastinate and only do it when we get the extra push. So thank you for gently nudging us and correcting us when we're not quite doing things as we're supposed to. Thank you for being our patient teachers, and yeah, again, for all the blessings in our lives, and simply for being so lucky to be alive on this earth at this time of massive transition and transformation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, now I ask for all your massive assistance in properly protecting us, protecting ourselves from these dark unhealed ones that are sending all of their misery, anger, hate, frustration, jealousy, blame, guilt, self-hate, and anything else that is part of their misery that they're directing at us. Let us be fully and completely disconnected from those toxic, nasty energies, those wicked energies and ways. Let us bind those toxic, wicked energies into their energy fields, and so that they can no longer harm anyone else, and send in their spiritual awakening and the divine light to help them on their own healing journey. Awaken their healing journey. Kickstart their awakening. Thank you. All right, so let's get started with lighting these candles. So again, as explained, and I'm going to start lighting our candle. Oh, and see, it almost went out. It's like those dark energies really have the intention of putting out our light because it irritates them. They can't handle all that light because they're so used to the darkness and they feel so comfortable in their darkness that they can't stand all of our light. Thank you. And that's why they're doing all of that. As much as they secretly want to be happy, they're so comfortable in their misery and their darkness that they want to put ours out. And that is what narcissists do, right? So let the candle representing those dark narcissists be lit, and let that be the beginning of their path towards the light. Let any and all cords, bonds, shackles, chains, leashes, vows, soul contracts, and any and all other karmic connections that our souls have with the souls of those dark individuals, let all of those connections now and forever be cut, severed, finished, and removed, Oh, and look at this. They're hanging themselves now with all the evil that they've sent our way. That is coming back to them as karma. So I'm simply going to lift this out. And this is how it's going to go into the fire at the next fire ceremony. So that their destructive ways that lead to their self-destruction. Thank you. And that is going to bring on their tower moment. And being sealed into their own darkness. But first things first, also let any and all portals and gateways that have existed between us and them also be removed. Let them be opened and removed. Opened in the sense of be gone. There is no more portal. There's no more gateway. It is simply reintegrated into the universe, into all the energies. There is no more connection, no more getting through. It is all removed from our energy fields. And that shall be applied to us in all aspects throughout all of time and space, and shall cover the whole spectrum of multiverses, etc., that actually do collapse into the universe when we're in oneness. But while we're in duality and in this splintering and fragmentation, any and all aspects shall be covered to disconnect us fully and completely from these individuals. And any and all karmic contracts shall now be nil and void. And that's what these are too. And removed. We bless them with love and release them from our lives now and forever, so that they can go on with their own learning lessons and on their own healing journey, but away from us. And they shall be unable to harm anyone else ever again. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations. So, with this candle, light shall enter their being and fill them all the way from the top to the bottom as it burns down. Their body, mind, spirit, soul, energy field, their emotional body or bodies, and all karmic aspects shall be infiltrated with this healing light. In the meantime, their darkness, their dark demonic entities and the devil energy and any and all other attachments and dark creatures, beings, spirits, ghosts, and other things that have been in their energy fields attached or possessing them shall be sealed away in a shield of darkness, shall be sealed away, thank you, in their own dark energy field, and shall be removed from that person, so that all the darkness is removed from them and moved into this dark jar. And all that darkness shall be sealed in. Hold on. It's a little uneven. Here we go. And whatever darkness they're trying to send out shall be reflected right back in. It shall not be able to get out of the energy field. And now the divine spiritual awakening shall happen. Let me put that in the front here. The divine spiritual awakening shall happen for them. And they shall get their tower moment by realizing from receiving their full-blown instant karma and divine punishment how toxic and evil their ways are. And if they want a better life, if they want better things happening in their lives, they need to turn to the light and to the divinity within them and the divine power that is in the entire universe. Whatever they feel comfortable with in their consciousness and awareness of spirituality, they shall turn to spirituality for salvation and for healing. And so it is. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. And we shall be healed and free from all of their toxicity, and we shall heal from any and all wounds that allowed those energies to still attach. So any people-pleasing wounds that we still have shall be healed at the same time with this. Thank you. Dankeschön, all my relations. Oh, that's it. Ooh. Let's bring in a little bit more balancing that is needed. Oh, these are dark, dark beings from ancient past lifetimes, such as from Egypt, that have followed us throughout many lifetimes. And those energies and entities always found new ways to get to us. But that shall all, this toxic dynamic shall now be healed, and we shall be freed from all of that. We have a right to get our lives back. The toxic cycle shall be closed. These over there. There. And this one here. Okay, one more time. Oh. Whew. Okay, anyone who would like to stay in these energies a bit longer, please pause the video. For the rest of us, let the ceremony now be finished and let the circle of protection be opened. And we want to give tons of love, thanks, gratitude, and blessings to our spirit team, to the divine team, for all this help and assistance in the ceremony, as well as always. Thank you so, so much. Please continue to keep us very strongly safe, shielded, and protected, and put a massive 12D shield of protection all around us. Thank you, Dankeschön, all my relations, all our relations. And so it is. Oh, okay, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, for being a part of the ceremony, and for being on your own healing and ascension journey, as well as being a part of mine through these ceremonies. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share, and subscribe. And I'm also sending you tons of love, light, and blessings. Be well until next time, and I wish you great abundance. May the truth always be with you. Bye.